So this weekend, thousands of youth from around the country are going to descend on D.C. to demand what they call common sense legislation for climate control. They're part of the group This Is Zero Hour, founded by a 16-year-old climate justice advocate. Founder Jamie Margolin and co-founder Nadia Nazar here with us now to talk about it. Thank you both for coming in. I'm always impressed, regardless of someone's age, how they can take their passion and turn it into progress. So what kind of journey has this been for you for the past year?
It's been a very long journey. Actually, yesterday just marks our very first anniversary of existing. We really started as the stereotypical Generation Z movement that we are on the internet. I had this dream of a youth climate march for a long time after being a local activist in my city of Seattle and seeing the lack of proper climate action that was not being taken in my city and the lack of urgency. And so I kept posting on Instagram, we need some sort of big youth action to demand change ever since last year. And then no one was really responding to it. I was just throwing it out there. And then
one day I responded to her comment, and then we just got it started. And we have two other co-founders, and so we all just kind of work together. It's mainly online. We've just been doing so many online late night calls.
And a year later, here you are. I mean, you guys have spent the majority of this day up on Capitol Hill. Tell me about that. Who did you meet with? What did you talk about?
We met with Bernie Sanders, Senator Duckworth,
Senator Holland,
Senator Murray.
Senator Van Hollen from Maryland.
Van Hollen from Maryland, yes.
Yeah, Senator Murray, Senator Cantwell, and we delivered to them our set of our demands of what we as youth need in order to have a livable future. So we are on July 21st at 10:30 on the National Mall. We're marching for our rights to a livable future and our rights to a stable climate, but we don't just want to yell and make noise. We're there for specific solutions.
Right. And which are?
Which are what we lobbied for today.
Yeah, today we gave out a no fossil fuel money pledge that we're hoping to sign. 2 senators have signed it already, but 800 politicians all over the country have already signed it. So basically they're signing and they're saying that they're not going to take money from fossil fuel companies. And that's really what's fueling a lot of the climate debate in our government right now, and corruption. A lot of elected officials can't say that climate change is real because they're taking millions of dollars from fossil fuel companies.
Have you guys found it difficult to capture the attention of lawmakers? I mean, they're dealing with the whole Russia thing and immigration and, of course, school shootings as well and gun violence. So do you find them receptive to what you guys are bringing to the table?
Yeah, I think so. Many of them are receptive, and also it's very annoying when climate change is brought on as this global thing that doesn't really affect lives, and it's just kind of this overarching issue and we need to save the planet. But in reality, climate change kills, and we're not marching for science. We're not marching about charts and carbon levels. It's not about that. It's about human lives that are being impacted. We have a climate refugee working on the team. We have someone on the team whose family lost their entire livelihood due to climate change. There are people I know back home who have gotten cancer, who have gone to the ER several times due to air quality caused by the fossil fuel industry. There are people, the youth from the Standing Rock tribe, who fought the Dakota Access Pipeline, who literally were fighting to protect their water sources. So when we talk about it from the sense of it's easy to see that gun violence kills and that the NRA kills because people see point blank, you're shooting a gun and people die, and it's well, duh. But with climate change, it's a little more hushed and under the cover. The fossil fuel industry can get away with it because the media doesn't cover it that well. No one covers the thousands and thousands of people who are poisoned and died by the fossil fuel.
Let me ask you this, and this is just going to be a very blunt question for both of you. How convinced are you that you can institute actual change? I mean, a couple of months ago, we had youth leaders from Parkland here in D.C. rallying for change. We can see that on a political level, nothing has changed since then. So why are you guys convinced that you can make changes in your lane?
Well, they have made change as well. The Parkland students have made local change. And generally, this whole march, we're trying to create a national sense of urgency, and we're trying to mix up the conversation. Like Jamie said, so much is happening, and people don't know about it. And if people know about it, maybe they can take it and change their daily lifestyles and also go out and create systematic change within the government and within the corporations.
Right,
and we also have our, of the platform that was written by Frontline Communities. We have the demands for elected officials, and we also have what people can do in their own communities, the People's Platform, which is all on our website, thisiszerohour.org. And we really believe change will come from local governments up. So we don't think that we're going to march and everyone in the Senate is going to be great, let's pass a climate bill.
Sure.
But city councils, states, eventually, that's where the the real change happens. Local, 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 and eventually the national follows.
All right, this is the group from This Is 0 Hour having a march this Saturday. More on that up on my Twitter and Facebook pages at Adam Longo TV. Ladies, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
All right, and we're coming right back.